All right, some people are hopping on. Let's make sure you can hear me. So, if you can't hear me, you don't know that I'm asking this, so interesting. I'm going to turn the comments off here in a second. Give it a little bit more. Give it one more minute here. Some more people hop on. All right. We are at 4 o'clock, and I am pretty sure everybody can hear me. If you can't hear me, send me a text. We're gonna get started with the practice. So, general acknowledgements, general things we want to cover just before we start. Obviously, I'm on my back deck. We all know, if we've been involved in these at all, the likelihood that something's going to pop up, whether it's my dog walking through or any of that. So this is live. It gives me an hour. The other acknowledgement I want to make is that this does kick me off at an hour, and so I'm going to end a little early just to kind of give myself that space to get everything shut down and close out my comments. If you need a longer Shavasana, then I ask that you just shut me off early, and you can Shavasana for as long as you need. I debated whether I should do this today. Obviously, with what's going on in the world, I want to make sure that the voices of those who aren't being heard are given an opportunity to speak. And I was reading something by the writer Zadie Smith, and she was talking about a time when she was in a nightclub in London in 1999 when a Tribe Called Quest song came on. And so I want to read that real quick. Again, the words of Zadie Smith. A rail-thin man with enormous eyes reached across a sea of bodies for my hand. He kept asking me the same thing over and over. You feeling it? I was. My ridiculous heels were killing me. I was terrified I might die, yet I simultaneously overwhelmed with the delight that Can I Kick It should happen to be playing at this precise moment in the history of the world. It was now morphing into Smells Like Teen Spirit. I took the man's hand. The top of my head flew away. We danced and danced. We gave ourselves up to joy. More and more we live in a culture of hyper-individuality. We're all given a platform and a way to speak and a way to come out. And to allow more voices to be heard, to make sure that anti-racist statements are out there, that we're working towards justice and equality, I worried about teaching this. But then I thought about that idea of Zadie Smith reaching across to somebody she didn't know in a nightclub as the song played, and that dance, right? The movements of yoga, the practice itself, to me is joy-filled. It's coming together. And the way that we fight against hyper-individuality in our society is when we build community, when we do things with each other. And there ain't nothing more that we can do together at this point than a live video on Instagram that just throws it all out there. And so I share this practice with you from a spirit of empathy and compassion, with a hope for justice for all, and understanding that I need to do that work just as much as anybody else. My privilege allows me to teach this from a safe space in my backyard in Madison, Wisconsin. And so I ask, if you're taking this class and you've got $5 to spend, go to the okraproject.com, donate $5 for me. The Okra Project at $90 can hire a black trans chef to go to the home of a black trans sibling and cook a healthy meal for them from scratch. $90. So if we get 18 people to kick in $5 each, we just supported that one thing. My privilege allows me to make that ask because I don't need the money to teach this class. I'm in a safe place. I can teach this class. Please go out and do that. Please help in that way. So, that being said, let's start with some movement. We'll start working our way through it. We'll work our way towards joy. We'll see kind of where we end up and how things go. As always, thank you for being here with me. You could have been anywhere that you wanted. You're here with me at this time, and I appreciate that. So, we're going to start with some interesting movement, kind of start to warm our body up, and then go from there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to the upper top, again, live, right? If you're expecting perfection, we have lost it. Come to the upper right corner of your mat. Now, if you have issues with your wrists or your elbows, I'm going to suggest that you bring your knees into your chest and you just take some cat-cows back and forth and kind of curl out and start to build towards there. But if you have healthy wrists, like me, if they're a little wonky and need a little bit of warming up, what you're going to do is you're going to bend your knees. You're going to walk your sit bones up towards your heels. Then from there, we're going to bring our hands down by our hips. We're going to press into our hands and our feet. And we're going to lift our pelvis. Now with control, you're going to walk your way to the back of the mat. When you touch the back of the mat, pause, then walk your way over to the left side of the mat. Then walk your way forward. And you get to the top of the mat, come back to that original position, and sit back down. Bring your knees into your chest, inhale, look up. Exhale, curl out your spine. Inhale up. Exhale out. Your body is made to make this movement. Your body is designed to do this. You just haven't, some of us just haven't done this since we were little kids. All right, let's go the opposite direction. So again, lift your pelvis. Walk over first to the side of the mat. Walk to the back of the mat. When you find the back of the mat, come over to the other side. Walk forward. Drop your hips. Inhale, look up. Exhale, up. One more. Exhale. Let's take one more. Exhale. All right, one more time, crab walk. Lift your pelvis. With control, walk back. With control, walk over. With control, walk forward. With control, walk over. And drop your hips. From here, cross your legs at your ankles, rock up and over your knees, plant your hand. We're gonna step back to plank pose. Find your hands underneath your shoulders. Your heels pressed out long behind you. Grip the floor with your thumb and your pointer finger. Effort down. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale with control, drop your knees. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale with control, drop your chin and your collarbone between your thumbs. Take your gaze forward. Pause here for a second. Find length through the front of your throat. As you exhale, slide your feet back behind you. Ground your toenails. Inhale, look up, Cobra. As you exhale, curl your toes under. Press up to your knees first. Pressing back into your hips. Let's find down dog. So for many of us, first down dog of the day. For some of us, first down dog in a couple of days. If you like movement to wake up your dog, go ahead, find some movement. It can be as simple as walking it out a little bit side to side, bending one knee and then the other. If you want something more complex, deeper, feel free. See how you feel. Listen to your breath in the pose. Inhale, bring your heels up towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees down towards the mat. Taking 10 steps, find the top of the mat. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale up halfway. Bring your hands to your shins or your thighs. Reach long through the crown of your head. This out through your hips. Exhale, fold back down to the mat. Grounding into your feet. Sweep your hands by your side. Rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead. Look up through your thumbs. Exhale out, heart center. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge through the hips, fold back down towards the ground. Along with the weight of the world, we also have a full moon tonight. Inhale up halfway. So along those lines, we'll start on our left side. So step your right foot to the back of the mat. Find your left heel underneath your left ankle, underneath your left knee. Drop your right knee down to the mat. Ground the top of your foot, bring both of your hands to your knee. Press down into your left knee. Feel your hip engage. As your hip engages, bring your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers, thumb and pointer finger together strong. Wrap your hands over to the right. Drop your hands over to the left. Come back to center. Inhale, look up to the sky. Exhale, sweep your hands back down to the mat. Frame your left foot. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Find your knee underneath your hips, your hands underneath your shoulders. From here, we're going to cat-cow one time, dropping our pelvis down towards the floor. Inhale, look up. As you exhale, curl out your spine. From there, take your left foot straight behind you. Press out through your left heel, roll your left ankle 3 times. Roll it the other way 3 times. With control, cross your left foot over your right. Ground the ball of your foot down into the mat. Look back around your right shoulder. Stay strong through that heel. Inhale. Bring your left foot long behind you. As you exhale, step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Press down into your shin. Find a lizard pose. So the hand is inside of the foot. Press down into that hip. Step your left foot long behind you. This time, bend your knee, bring your foot up towards the sky. As you exhale, touch your knee to your chest. Inhale, back up. Exhale, step it all the way through. Again, bring both of your hands to your left knee. Press down into your left shin. This time, bring your hands up overhead. Take your right hand, touch the back of your left shoulder. Touch the back of your right shoulder. Bring your left hand down into your right elbow. From there, bring your gaze up towards the sky. Keep pressing down into that hip. Inhale your hands up towards the sky. Exhale, sweep your hands down to the mat. Frame your left foot. Step your left foot back. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Inhale your left hand up to the sky. As you exhale, sweep that hand all the way through. Thread the needle. Drop your temple all the way down to the mat. Press down into your left temple. Take your right hand long in front of you. If you have the flexibility through your hamstrings already, take your right foot, find your left hand. Breathe there. Two more breaths. Exhale. Drop your knee back down to the mat. Find your hand underneath your right shoulder. Inhale your left hand up to the sky. Exhale back down. Walk your hands, one hand linked out in front. Curl your toes under, pressing back into your hips. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Find down dog. Again, if you want to walk it out, go ahead. Warming up, seeing where we are, how we feel. Movement back and forth. Come to pause. Inhale, bring your heels up towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees down towards the mat. Take 5 steps, find the top of the mat. 3, 4, 5. Inhale up halfway. Bring your hands to your shins or your thighs. Press out through the hips. Feel that stretch through your hamstrings. Exhale, fold back down to the mat. Inhale, ground to your feet. Sweep your hands by your side. Rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead. Look up through your thumbs. Exhale out, heart center. Inhale your hands up overhead. Other side, hinge through the hips. Fold down to the mat. Inhale up halfway. Plant your hand. Step just your left foot to the back of the mat. Find your right heel underneath your right ankle, underneath your right knee. Drop your left knee. Ground the top of your left foot. Bring both of your hands to your right knee. Press down into your right shin. As you feel that hip engage, bring your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers the weird way. Biceps to your ears. Drop your hands over to the right. Drop your hands over to the left. Come back to center. Inhale, bring your gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, sweep your hands down to the mat. Frame your right foot, step your right foot back. Knee underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders. Cat-cow one time, dropping your pelvis. Inhale, look up. Exhale, curl out. Take your right leg long behind you. Roll out your right ankle 3 times. 2, 3. The other way 3 times. Cross your right foot over your left. Pressing in the outer edge of your right hip, look back around your left shoulder. From here, take your right foot long. As you exhale, step your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Line your foot up with your hand, your elbow with your calf. Press down into your right hip. Feel that hip engage. Step your foot back behind you. Press long through your hip. Bend your knee, bring your foot towards the sky. Then with control, bring your knee into your chest. Inhale back up behind you. Then step your foot all the way through. Again, shift your weight forward. Both of your hands into your right knee. Press down into your right shin. Inhale your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Oh, not interlace, right? No, other. Take your left hand, touch the back of your right shoulder. The back of your left shoulder. Take your right hand to your left elbow. Press down into your elbow. Inhale, bring your gaze up towards the sky. Inhale, bring your hands back up. Exhale, slip your hands down to the mat. Frame your right foot, step your right foot back. Let's thread the needle on this side, bringing our right hand up to the sky. Exhale, step it all the way through. Drop your right temple all the way down to the mat. That can be enough. Maybe your left hand comes long. Maybe your left foot finds your right hand. Whatever makes sense. Find your breath. Come back. Find your left hand underneath your shoulder. Inhale your right hand up to the sky. Exhale back down. Bring your hands, one hand like that in front. Curl your toes under, pressing back into your hips. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Find down dog. Walk it out if you need to walk it out. Keep building movement. Keep building into the practice. See how you feel, where you are. Inhale, bring your heels up towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees down towards the mat. Take 3 steps, find the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground into your feet, sweep your hands by your side, rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead, look up through your thumbs. Exhale up, heart center. Again, moving left to right. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Hinge through the hips, fold down to the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step just your right foot to the back of the mat. Find your left heel underneath your left ankle, underneath your left knee. Bring both of your hands inside of your knee. From there, dropping your right heel. Bend your right knee, walk both of your hands back. Ground into your left heel. Bring your toes up towards the sky. Walk back halfway, turn all 10 toes in one direction. Find wide-legged forward fold. Find your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. From here, walk your hands around your left foot. Rise up onto your knee. Take your right elbow, hook your left knee. Twist. Find your breath. Exhale back down to the mat. Frame your foot. Step your foot back. Drop your knees to the mat with control. Drop your chin, drop your collarbone, take your gaze forward. Exhale, slide your feet back, ground your toes, ground your pelvis. Inhale, look up, Cobra. Exhale, all the way back. Down dog. Find your breath. Inhale, bring your heels up towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees down towards the mat. Step, float, or hop, top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground into your feet, sweep your hands by your side, rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead, look up through your thumbs. Exhale, up, heart center. Let's take the other side. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Hinge through the hips, fold all the way down to the mat. Inhale, up halfway. Plant your hands, step just your left foot to the back of the mat. Find both of your hands inside of your right foot. Bend your left knee. Ground your right heel. Bring your toes up towards the sky. Press down into that hamstring. Stay active and engaged to the ball of the foot. Breathe there. Walk your hands back halfway. Turn all 10 toes in one direction. Wide-legged forward fold. Find your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk your hands towards your right foot. Ground into the balls of your left foot, rise up onto your right knee. Take your left elbow, hook your right knee, and twist. You can bring your hands together, you can flare, you can just press, whatever makes the most sense. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale down, frame your right foot, step your right foot back. Last time, drop your knees. Drop your chin, drop your collarbone, take your gaze forward, find length through the front of the throat. Exhale, slide your feet back, ground your toenails. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, curl your toes under knees first, back into your hips. Down dog. Find your breath. Inhale, bring your heels up towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees down towards the mat. Step or float, top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground into your feet, keep your hands by your side, rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead, look up through your thumbs. Exhale, up towards center. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge through the hips, fold all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. Again, leading your left foot forward, step your right foot back. This time, ground down into your right hand. Bring your left hand towards the sky and twist. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, bring your hand back down inside of your left foot. Now, press back into plank. Then with control, cross your foot over. From there, step your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand, press down into your hip. Then with control, step your right foot over. Step your left hand to the outer edge of your left hip, press down into your left hip. Over, right hand, right foot, down. Step back to plank. Your choice here, you can drop your knees again, flowing through Cobra. Or you can start to find Chaturanga, rocking forward on your toes. Bring your shoulder heads over your fingers, come halfway down. Ground the tops of your feet, inhale up. Exhale, press all the way back. Find your breath. Inhale, bring your heels up towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees down towards the mat. Step or float, top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground into your feet, keep your hands by your side, rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead, look up through your thumbs. Exhale up, head center. Inhale your hands up overhead, other side. Hinge through the hips, fold down to the mat. Inhale up halfway. Plant your hands, step just your left foot to the back of the mat. Right heel underneath right ankle, underneath your right knee. Ground down into your left hand, bring your right hand up to the sky. I totally forgot what we were doing. Strong through the heel. Find your breath. From there, bring your right hand down inside of your right foot, step your right foot back, plank, cross your foot over. Step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand, press down into your hip. Step your left foot over your right foot, right hand, press down into your hip. One more time each side. Press down into your hip. Over, hip, step back to plank, Chaturanga, Cobra. If you're feeling it, you can just do push-ups all day, whatever. Find your way back, down dog. Find your breath. Step or float, top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground into your feet, scoop your hands by your side, rise all the way. Exhale, back center. Step to the middle of the mat, turn all 10 toes one direction. Find your second toe in line with your heel. Find equal distance of about 2 fists between the balls of your feet. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Hinge through the hips, bend your knees. Grab the backs of your ankles. Get your arms all the way around your legs. Grab the backs of your ankles from there. Lift through your hips, drop to the crown of your head. Let go of the backs of your ankles. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet together. Inhale, rise up, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand tall, drop your hands to heart center. Inhale, sit back, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold back down to the mat. Open your feet up, hip distance apart. Take your peace fingers, wrap your peace fingers around the inner edge of your big toe. Let your palm face in towards each other. Drop to the crown of the head. Bend into your elbows. Lift through your hips. Let go of your toes. Heel toe your feet together. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand tall. One more. Inhale, sit back, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold down to the mat. Inhale up halfway. Open your feet up, hip distance apart. You can repeat either of the first, grabbing the backs of your ankles or taking toe grasp. Or if you want to practice gorilla, working a little length to the back of the wrist. Rock back on your heel, let your toe find your wrist, the ball of your foot finds your palm. Splay your fingers out wide. Rock your weight forward into the balls of your feet. Lift through the hips. Bring your feet out from underneath. Heel toe your feet together. One more Utkatasana. Inhale up. Exhale, stand tall. Drop your hands to heart center. Step to the back of the mat. Turn all 10 toes that direction. From here, we're going to start right foot and then left. So we're going to step our left foot back a third of the way. We're going to start in pyramid and work our way towards standing split. So what we want to do is bring your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Thumb and pointer finger together strong. Drop your hands over to the right. Drop your hands over to the left. Come back to center. Inhale, look up to the sky. Engage through your belly. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, rise up. Bend into your right knee. Drop your head down towards the ground. Frame your right foot. Drop to the crown of the head. Start to work on straightening out that right leg. Find that stretch. One more nice breath. Now from here, bring your right hand to the back of your right ankle. Bring your left hand to the back of your right ankle. Now, grabbing onto the back of your ankle, start to shift your weight forward. Straightening out your right leg. Bring your left foot up towards the sky. Exhale, bring both of your feet together. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground into your feet, sweep your hands by your side, rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead, look up through your thumbs. Exhale at heart center. My hair is crazy today. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale at heart center. Step your right foot back a third of the way. Find your left toes, find your second toe in line with your left heel. Find that straight line through your foot, bring your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers the weird way, thumb and pointer finger together strong. Drop your hands over to the right. Drop your hands over to the left. Come back to center, inhale, look up to the sky. Exhale, halfway down, reach your hands out in front of you. Inhale, rise up. Bend into your left knee, let your hands come down to the ground, frame your left foot. Once you find the ground, start to work on straightening out your left leg. Drop to the crown of your head. Bring your left hand to the back of your left leg. Bring your right hand to the back of your left leg. Grab onto the back of your ankle, shift your weight forward. Find the ball of your foot. With that strength, with the length through your left leg, put your right foot float behind you. From there, step your right foot to meet your left. Inhale, halfway. Exhale back down, grab your opposite biceps. Sway a little bit from side to side. Drop both of your hands down to the mat. Inhale halfway. Press out through your hips. Exhale full. Ground into your feet. Your hands by your side, rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead, look through your thumb. Exhale, exhale. From here, turn around. Face the other direction. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Hinge through the hips, fold down to the mat. Inhale halfway. With control, walk your hands forward, find plank. Then with control, bring your right foot forward, and then your left. Find Madison, low squats. Bring your elbows inside of your knees. Drop your hips down towards the ground. Press your hands together. Engage through your elbows into your hands. Lift to the crown of the head. One more breath. Exhale back down, plant your hands. Step or float back to plank. Chaturanga if you wish, or just let your breath guide you into down dog. Find the length through your fingertips, all the way through your shoulders, through the base of your spine. Press your chest down towards the ground. From here, inhale your right foot up to the sky. Find length, distance, reach with control. Step your right foot all the way through. Dropping your left heel, we're going to rise up into warrior two. So line up heel to arch. Let your hand come out in front of you. Find your breath. Slow things down into one breath at a time, nothing more. Let go of anticipation. Go of judgment. Recognize the difference in your practice between being happy in a pose and finding joy of that feeling of reaching across to somebody else. The Tribe Called Quest, Can I Kick It comes on. Be a source of compassion, of empathy. Be open, listen to everyone. Inhale, reverse. Exhale down to the mat. Now, we're going to take side angle. So a couple of choices. Right elbow, right knee, left hand up and over. Your second choice from here is going to bring your right hand to the outer edge of your right foot. Left hand up and over. Open up through that hip, up through that shoulder. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reverse warrior two. Straighten out your right leg. Reverse Trikonasana. Find that extra length, that extra lift. Then drop your right hand down to shoulder height. Reach your right hand long in front of you. Letting your left hip come around. Hinge down towards the floor. Into triangle pose. Now, first option is hand to shin or hand to thigh. Open through the shoulder. Open through the hip. If you want, take your peace fingers to your right big toe. Grip into your right big toe. Straighten out that right leg. Bring your hand up towards the sky. There's that yoink up if you're holding onto your toe. Breathe there. Take your gaze down towards the floor. From here, bend into your right knee. Bring your right hand 8 inches in front. From there, reaching your left foot long behind you. Take your left hand up to the sky and find half moon. One more breath. Exhale. Step your left foot all the way through. Find forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, back down. Grounding into your feet. Sweep your hands by your side. Rise all the way up. Drop your right hand down. Your left hand down to your left hip. Bend your left knee. Bring your left foot up. Grab your left foot. From here, let's find dancer. So we're going to hinge forward. Our left knee and our right hand are going to stay on the same plane. You're going to press with effort through your foot into your hand. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Exhale, let your foot come down to the mat. From here, ground into your left foot, bring your right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. We're just standing hand to toe. Now, if standing hand to toe is in your practice, that's fine. You can interlace your fingers underneath your hamstring. Take your foot straight out in front of you. If standing hand to toe is in your practice, what you're going to do is you're going to take your right peace fingers to your right big toe. Bring your right foot long in front of you. From there, open your left hand up to the side. Now, if you're holding on underneath, what you're going to do is you're going to bring your hand underneath. You're going to open up your knee. If you're holding onto your toe, you're going to extend long to the side. You're going to open through your left hand. Let your gaze find your left thumb. One more breath. Come back to center. Everybody, bring your right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. From there, bring both of your hands to your right foot. Extend your right foot straight out in front of you. Look at the toenail on your big toe. One more breath. Bend your foot. Take your foot back down to the mat. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Hinge through the hips. Fold all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway. Plant your hands. Step or float back to plank. Chaturanga if you wish. Down dog. Whatever makes sense. As you find down dog, bring your left foot up to the sky. Let's set up the other side. With control, step your left foot all the way through. Drop your right heel, rise up. Warrior two. Slow things down. Let your breath catch up. Start by reversing. Pull your rib away from your hip. As you exhale, left elbow, left knee, right hand up and over. Or left hand behind, right hand up and over. Whatever makes sense. Somebody's mowing the lawn, of course. Inhale all the way back, reverse. Straighten out your left leg, reverse Trikonasana. Left hand comes down to shoulder height. Reach that left hand long. When you can't reach anymore, come down into Trikonasana. What serves you today? If the toe grass serves you, then find it. If it doesn't, find something else. Inhale all the way back, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. From here, let that left hand come down in front of the left foot. Start by kicking out with the right foot, find that strength. Let the right hand come up to the sky. Find half movement. Exhale. Step your right foot to the left. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward. Ground into your feet. Keep your hands by your side. Rise all the way up. Drop your right hand down by your right hip. Reach your left hand up. Bend your right knee. Grab your right foot. Hinge. Find dancer on this side. Your leg is stronger than your arm. You can build balance by pressing your foot into your hand. Find your breath. Now rise all the way up. Drop your foot back down to the mat. Let's do standing hand to toe on this side. So, grounding into your right foot. Bring your left knee up into your chest. Give it a squeeze. This is the pose. Underneath, straight out in front of us is the pose, or toe grass. Any one of those three. One more breath. Take your hand out to the side. Open up through your left foot. Maybe your gaze finds your right thumb. center. Bring your knee into your chest. Take both of your hands to your left foot. Take your left foot out in front of you. Gaze down towards your left big toe. Exhale back down. Grounding down into your left foot. Bring your right knee up into your chest. From there, we're either going to find half bound lotus with our hand at our heart, our left hand on our right foot. Or you're going to hinge through here and fold down towards the floor. If that's the case, you're going to reach back behind you, find that bind and find the fold. I know I don't have it in my hip today. That's fine. Exhale. Take your right foot down. Bring your left knee up. Right hand, left foot. Drop through that left knee. Bring your hand to heart center. Drop your foot back down to the mat. One last Utkatasana. This one we'll hold for 5 breaths. So heel toe your feet together. Sit back into your heels. Reach your hands up towards the sky. Find the weight of the pose back into your heels. Press the pinky edge of your hand. Start to open up. Drop through your shoulders. Line your shoulders up with your hips. Breathe there. Two more breaths. One more. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway. Bend your knees, take a seat. From here, we're going to find Navasana. So, grabbing behind your knees. Bring your feet out in front of you, get long through your collarbone. You can stay here, this can be the pose. Bring your hands out to the side, open up your palms. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, grab behind your knees. Hinge forward, let your feet hover 2 inches above the mat. Get long through your collarbone, keep hinging forward. See how slowly you can bring your feet down to the mat. Oh, once you touch the mat, with control, come all the way down to your back. Bridge or wheel. If wheel is calling to you at this point, that's cool. Reach down by your heels. Bring your hands up by your ears, frame your ears, and rise up into wheel. If you're with me, reach down, touch your heels. Press into your feet and your shoulders. Lift your pelvis up towards the sky. Exhale back down. Inhale your hands up overhead. Exhale, bring your knees and your chest, grab behind your knees, rock up to your feet, back to your shoulders. Then with control, rock yourself into Navasana. Navasana is fine, Ardha Navasana. My second favorite Navasana. Lowering down, leave your back off the mat, leave your legs off the mat, reach your fingers down to your toes. Inhale, rise up. Grab behind your knees, hinge forward. Let your feet hover 2 inches above the mat. Keep hinging forward. Keep rising up, and then once you touch the ground, come all the way down to your back. Second time bridge, second time wheel, maybe a first time wheel if that's calling to you. Press out through your heart, out through your pelvis. Find your breath. Exhale all the way back up. Grab behind your knee. Rock up to your feet. Then back to your shoulders. Then with control, rock forward, Navasana. Navasana is fine. Ardha Navasana. If you like my hollow back practice, rock to the small of your back. Leave your shoulder blades off the mat. Your legs off the mat. Reach your fingers up behind you. Take your gaze up through your thumbs. Three more breaths. 2 more. Inhale, rise up, grab behind your knees. Rock forward, let your feet hover 2 inches above the mat. Keep rocking forward. Get tall through your sit bones as your feet touch. Come all the way down to your back. Third time bridge, third time wheel. Whatever makes sense at this point. Exhale. Let your sit bones come all the way down to the mat. From here, grounding into your sit bones. Lift both of your feet up towards the sky. Bending your left knee. Ground your left foot. Bending your right knee, cross your right foot over your left knee. Find figure 4. Take your right hand down into your right knee. If you want, you can reach up through your left thigh or your left shin, letting the back of your head stay grounded into the mat. Whatever makes sense. From there, let your left foot come back down to the mat. Take your hands out wide. Leaving your right foot on your left knee, drop both of your knees over to the right. Ground down into your left shoulder. Take your gaze over towards your left hand. Come back to center. Bring your right foot up to the sky. Bring your left foot up to the sky. Bend your right knee, let it come back down. Bend your left knee, cross your foot over your knee. Take your left hand down into your left knee. Press down into your knee first. Feel that hip engage. If you want to reach through for your right thigh or your right shin, that's fine. Stay grounded through the back of your head. Breathe there. Let your foot come back down to the mat. Take your hands wide. Grounding into the back of your right shoulder. Drop both of your knees over to the left. Come back to center. Bring your left foot up towards the sky. Bring your right foot up towards the sky. Ground into your shoulder blades. Lift both of your hands up towards the sky. Dead bug pose. Press through your heels. Bring your toes down towards your shins. Ground into your shoulder blades. Lift your hands up towards the sky. Practice equanimity and balance. Notice how you feel, right to left, left to right. Top to bottom, bottom to top. Front to back, back to front. Bend your elbows and your knees 90 degrees. Press through your shins, through your forearm. From here, reach up through your knees, find the bottoms of your feet. Press your heels towards the sky, your knees down towards the ground. Happy baby pose. If you want to rock a little bit from side to side, that's fine. If that feels good. Stay active through your heels. Bring your knees down towards the ground. Let the bottoms of your feet come together. Let your feet come down to the mat. Let your knees split up. All right, we're going to end class with an inversion. And what I'm going to offer is that there are 3 different inversions that really kind of make sense after that practice. The first inversion, which is nice, it's a good pressure point. It's good for blood pressure. It's kind of good if you have a lot of anxiety, especially with what's going on. And it's just legs at the wall. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a wall somewhere. You're going to come to it sideways. Get your hip as close to the wall as you can, and from there, you're going to pivot around and take your feet up the wall. Ground your heels. You'll start with one hand on your heart, one hand on your stomach. Take about 10 breaths here. Great pose. Second pose would be shoulder stand. If you're coming into shoulder stand, you're going to come down to your back. What you're gonna do is take your hands down by your hips, press your hands down into the ground. With control, bring your feet up towards the sky. Pressing into the ground. You're gonna lift your hips, then walking your hands up your back. You're gonna find shoulder stand. The weight of shoulder stand is in your elbows and your shoulders, and away from the back of your neck. All right. Third option, if you're working it, is headstand. If you're working headstand and you want to use a wall, awesome. If that's what's calling to you, then do that. The key to headstand more than anything else is finding a comfort point between your elbows, the outer edge of your pinky, and your forehead. You want to press the pressure of the pose into your forearms and away from the back of your neck. If you start to feel pressure into the back of your neck, then back away from the pose. If you're taking this, what you're going to do is you're going to come to your knees. I'm going to slide my headphones off, but I'll put them right down so you can hear me. You're going to interlace your hands at the top of your head. Right at that point where you've got a bun, you're holding the hair right there. You're getting closer. From there, bringing your elbows in tight, you touch your elbow, your forehead, and the outer edge of your pinky down into the mat. Curl your toes under, lift your hips. Bending one knee, then the other. Start to lift your hips up towards the sky. Pressing into your forearms. Start to lift your feet up towards the sky. Okay, the weight of the pose is in your forearms and away from your neck. Any one of those three. If you're already in legs at the wall, cool. If you're there, hang out. Whatever makes the most sense. Take about 5 breaths in the pose that you're doing. If you're coming out of shoulder stand and you want to work through plow, go for it. If you're coming out of legs up the wall, start to find your way towards fish. In fish pose, we bring our hands underneath our sit bones, our elbows underneath our back. We press through the collarbone and take our gaze up and over and look behind us. If you're coming out of headstand, I recommend child's pose instead. Find your breath. Everybody start coming back down towards the mat. There's no rush. There's no hurry. Find your way down to your back. Drop your hands down by your hips. Open your palms up towards the sky. I'll come with you. So, like I said, I'm going to cut this off a little bit early. So if you need a longer Shavasana, you can either come back to it after I close, or you can just shut this video off now. That's what's going to serve you, whatever makes the most sense. Again, if you do decide to turn this off, please consider a donation of some kind to the Okra Project. The link is in my bio. I'll give it about 30 seconds here and then I'll start my closing. Again, if you need a longer Shavasana, feel free to turn this off. I started by talking about a sense of coming together, of building community, of listening to each other, of actively listening to each other. I'm drawn again and again to the second book in a trilogy written by a Chinese writer named Chi-Chen Liu. The trilogy is called The Three-Body Problem, and in the second book, at the end of the book, he addresses a story, an idea, a concept, in which the main character talks about being lost in the woods, and how if you're lost, especially in an unlit wood, right, in the dead of night, that To cry out for help can have a couple of different reactions. But you have to be vulnerable to do it. When you cry out for help, you're giving away that you're there. And so if there's anything preying upon you in any way, shape, or form, they know now where you are. And Chechen Liu argues that for society to come together, for culture to grow, right? For us to move away from this hyper-individualism, for us to move away from racism, to narrow the gap, the digital divide, the socioeconomic issues, everything that divides us. That in order to do that, when you hear somebody calling for help, you need to go to them. You need to offer your support, offer your assistance. That's how we build community, when we come together. And with everything going on in the world right now, what I hear when I listen, and I'm actively listening, I'm actively taking that time, is that the best thing we can do is help. We can reach out and help. Sometimes it's financially, sometimes it's with aid, sometimes it's protesting, whatever it makes the most sense. Find your way to support, to listen, to build empathy, to build compassion, to work for equal justice in our society. As you lie here on your back, take a moment. Be grateful for your body, grateful for what you can do, grateful for the practice, grateful for the chance to be here. From there, bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your stomach. Many of you know I love the practice of one breath. It's my main form of meditation. It's just focus into one breath, nothing more. Letting go of my judgment of the last breath, letting go of attachment to the next breath. I share this practice. It's just an extension. I'm like a middle person who's just passing it through. Find your breath there, one place. Live completely in that breath, with empathy for all, compassion for all, kindness for all. Control, roll into your right hand side. Pressing into your hands, rise up into an easy seated position. Drop your hands down by your side, inhale up overhead. Drop your hands down to heart center, touch your thumbs over your heart. Close your eyes if that serves you, notice your heartbeat. We see our practice together today, coming together to build community, to find joy with each other, to find empathy for all, with one unified breath and 2 ohms. So we'll do is we'll take that one breath and we'll take 2 ohms. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Feel free to give to the Okra Project if you can. I'll be back again next Friday, 4 o'clock. Take a nice breath. Exhale out. Deep inhale in. Again. Thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you for sharing it with each other. Find kindness, find compassion, see how you can help. Listen to others. Thank you.